Well, game over. Georgia gets blown out by Auburn. Yeah, I had a feeling that this shit might happen today. Even though I predicted a Georgia win, I've been worried about this game all year. And at the beginning of the year, I predicted it as a toss-up. You know, there's no excuses to lose this way. 40-17. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. We go out on the first drive of the game and go 70 yards and score a touchdown, and it was looking very promising. And, we just pissed on ourselves and shit the bed and everything else. Penalties, 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 penalties. It's ridiculous. We allowed way too many penalties. This game, we had an opportunity to win this game. We could have won this game. But Auburn just outplayed us in every facet of this game. And hats off to them. They're a hell of a football team. And I hope they beat Alabama. I hope we have to play them again in the SEC title game, because them throwing the ball and trying to run up the score and all this, whatever. I hope we get to play them again. If we do have to lose to a rival, I guess Auburn is the one I would want us to lose to, because they haven't really beaten us much lately. And, I don't like them, but I would rather beat Florida and Georgia Tech and Tennessee and South Carolina before I would rather beat them. So, very disappointed. I knew there was going to come a time where we couldn't run the ball at all, and Jake Fromm just had to do what he had to do, and he didn't play good at all. But, I felt like they should have given him more opportunities to make passes, but they just were insistent on running the ball like they were. And they just didn't try to pass the ball, and I just don't understand it. If they would have passed it more, I would have felt better about it, but they just didn't. The game management was off. They need to work on that. Defense didn't play really well. We needed to get off the field on third down, and we couldn't. We couldn't convert on third down. We couldn't do anything. We had two opportunities to score a touchdown that were wide open plays. Offensive line blew that away, and then we had a drop. And then all these penalties, penalty on fourth down when they were punting and it gave them back the ball and they scored. And then we fumbled the ball a few times. We had all sorts of penalties. And Auburn had a few penalties there too, but the refs wasn't calling them. But I'm not saying that's why we lost, because it's definitely not. I'm just saying it didn't seem like the refs were calling penalties on Auburn that they should have. A face mask, some pass interference here and there. There was 4 or 5 that they should have called, I felt like. But, Georgia just, this game really, it mattered, but it didn't. Because, we still control our own destiny. We're still a one-loss team. And we'll still beat Kentucky and Georgia Tech and face either Auburn or Alabama in the SEC championship. So we can still go to the college football playoff, and we can still have a great season. This is just, honestly, this could be what we needed. We could have needed to get shut down in order to go forward. A lot of teams, after they lose big, they get hot. 2012, Georgia got stomped 35-7. At South Carolina. We did have a better passing game then, but we got hot and we played in the SEC championship. So I'm hoping it's one of those things. I feel like this is going to be a very good learning experience in the film room and for this week for the coaches to use. Like I said, the game management needs to get better. Our offensive line needs to be better at pass protection. Jake Fromm don't need to hold the ball as long. There's a bunch of things that we could have done. We could have won this game. We really could have, and a lot of people disagree with me, and a lot of people's going to be talking trash in the comment section to me about how I was wrong and how Georgia sucks and how Auburn killed us and everything else. And Georgia doesn't suck. Auburn did whoop our ass today. Auburn's a good team. I thought, I didn't give them enough credit, even though I was scared of this game since last year. They've been wanting to beat us for quite a while, and then last year was kind of, with that slugfest that we had, that low-scoring slugfest, that kind of gave them some momentum and energy to play up. Not saying that we didn't. We were just undisciplined, and we just didn't play a good game at all. But we missed field goals. You know, it was just sloppy. We got to get better. But I do feel like this will be a positive thing going forward. And the lights went out. And, I'm sorry, hold on. The lights went out. Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like it'll be a positive thing going forward. I'm very disappointed in this loss. But I'm not as upset about it as I have been in past. Because, you know, it's not over for us. And we could get our revenge on Auburn. And, you know, I feel like, honestly, and a lot of people disagree with me, but right now, after this game, and a lot of people just say because we lost to them, I'm going to say this, but I feel like they're a better team than Alabama. Alabama doesn't have the passing offense that Auburn does. They don't have the balance. And when they go to play each other, I'm not sure where that game's played, but when they play, Alabama's going to have some issues. Jalen Hurt will too. They're not going to be able to run the ball. You know, I didn't think that I thought their defense was good, but our defense definitely didn't show up today. They didn't play up to their potential, and they just let Auburn completely dominate us. Not taking anything away from Auburn. They played a hell of a game. They're a very good team, but we just didn't play worth a crap today, bottom line, in every aspect of the game. But we could play Auburn again if they beat Bama and get our revenge. I feel like that would be a very motivating factor. But regardless of who we play from now on, this is going to be a learning moment to learn from and to take from and to get better from, to know that we're not unbeatable and to know that we're not perfect. So good things come out of everything. If that's a moral victory for you, I guess, whatever. You got to do something and say something to make you feel better. But Georgia loses. Play Kentucky next week. Not worried about Kentucky. It could be, you know, we're going to beat Kentucky. We're going to beat Georgia Tech. And I feel like we'll get better and we'll contend for the SEC championship. If people disagree with me, but the road is not over for the Georgia Bulldogs in 2017. We got a long way to go, and the season is still young. Congratulations to Auburn. They won the Deep South's oldest rivalry, the 121st meeting. Now the series is 57-56 in favor of Georgia with 2 ties. So that's good. We still have the record. But we just blew it today. There's no excuses to lose like that to Auburn. There's no excuses to lose to Auburn in the first place. But to play like you did, undisciplined, game management was piss poor, pass protection piss poor, Jake Fromm's decision making piss poor. Piss poor is the words that come to mind when I think of this performance. We're going to get better. Not worried about it. This game really didn't matter in some aspects, even though it did. And I've been reiterating a lot of things I'm saying just because I'm just at a loss for words in some ways. But looking forward to next week. Hope y'all have a good college football Saturday. Hope your team did better than mine did. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Congratulations, Auburn, again. We'll see you next week, Kentucky. Better get ready to come to Athens to tote that ass whooping back to Lexington. But for now, Auburn wins. Congratulations again. And as I will always say, go Dogs!